Hello everyone, welcome once again to another video campaign diary. This is for Curse of the Crimson Throne, Book 5, The Skeletons of Scarwall, Part 2, Castle Scarwall, Chapter 2, Once More into the Breach. So when we last left our adventurers, they had defeated the guardians of Castle Scarwall, or at least the entrance of Castle Scarwall, the orcs of the Death Watch tribe. They had also went into and defeated what seemed to be a skeletal knight and his skeleton defending forces. That fight was not much of a problem for our heroes, as Rendon's skill with turning and his mighty blade and Gregor's cunning blast managed to do a significant amount of damage before the other three even managed to get into the melee, the other two getting in melee. So the group pushes in, they move through the caverns to a room that appears to be littered with dead corpses. Of course, Idris scouts ahead to investigate and notices several creatures rising up. These creatures seem to be an amalgamation of the dead bodies that have been strewn around the room, twisted into some kind of monstrosity, with heads and arms and limbs as appendages, and it moves to attack the group quicker than one would expect. The group engages, and these creatures let out a loud shrieking noise that does a tremendous amount of damage as the heroes feel their insides boil from the shriek. It doesn't take long for these creatures to reach melee range, and at the same time as they hit, they manage to capture the heroes in a grapple. This catches the heroes off guard. While they're strong, they fight back and do significant amounts of damage. The creatures do more damage than they expect, quicker than they expect, and they realize that perhaps as the resources are tapped, it's time for them to retreat. So they manage to, luckily, get around Rendon. And they do so just as Lavinia is about to fall. She's already been knocked unconscious and had several attacks on her down. She's knocking on death's door, but the group managed to get close enough to each other so that Rendon can use his word of recall that teleports them back to that little shrine in Kirmaga that he sanctified so they could use the spell. The group spends a day or two in Kirmaga to recover, heal, plan their next line of attack. They decide this time they'll attempt to use a silence spell to prevent the creatures, which Gregor has identified as corpse orgies, from using their shrieking attack. So of course they fly back using the method they did before to Scarwall, enter, realizing they might be met with some resistances. Maybe the defenders have had a chance to plan. So as they go, they're encountered by a group of 6 skeleton minotaurs with deadly axes. The skeletons engage the heroes, do a fair amount of damage, but nothing serious enough to knock the heroes unconscious. Before they're defeated. At this time, the group notices that the corpse orgies are stirring again and heading towards to engage them. The corpse orgies get out, at least one of them gets out its shout blast before Brendan has a chance to put up his silence spell. Brendan puts up his silence spell, effectively neutralizing the corpse orgy's screams, and the heroes work to, specifically Brendan and Idris, work to engage the 3 corpse orgies in melee. The corpse orgy hits, with its fists and grapples, holding him in place, struggles to get hits in to the person grappling him, and is effectively rendered not weakened, not useless, but definitely significantly hindered. The other corpse orgies move to attempt to get the creature that they suspect has cursed them with silence and Renan. They also manage to engage with their reach Lavinia, who's so far been firing with her bows. They manage to also grapple Lavinia and put her in quite a bind, as it makes her less effective with her bows, and she tries, wildly to get out. The rest of the group, Idris dodges in and out around the creatures, using his knife and his sneak attack to deal effective amounts of damage. Gregor, being smart, decides, his aura benefits him. He's in much better shape if he stands back and uses a considerable arsenal of offensive spells against these creatures. The fight continues, and it looks like the corpse orgies are getting a slight upper hand once again when Gregor decides to banish the two remaining corpse orgies to parts unknown. So it gives a chance to group to heal a little bit and prepare for the corpse orgies to come back. The corpse orgies come back. A pitched battle ensues, but our heroes once again manage to defeat the corpse orgies. They take a significant amount of damage, and some of them are even downed. So at this point, they decide to retreat just to the courtyard of the castle, where there's a thought to use Lean's tiny hut to give them a refuge while they recover for the night and regain their lost resources. Anyways, everyone, you get 5,760 XP for the last 2 sessions. That should be enough to level you all up to level 14. Please let me know, as always, if there's any errors or omissions that I made. And I look forward to seeing you tonight. Thank you. Bye.